If you feel like you're eating in a calorie deficit but you just can't seem to lose weight, today I'm going to talk about why this could be and what you need to do to start seeing progress. Alright, let's make something clear right off the bat. If you aren't losing weight, you are not in a calorie deficit. This is because if you're consuming less calories than you burn, you will lose weight. So what's more likely here is you think you're in a calorie deficit, but you're actually not. So the real question is, why aren't you losing weight on lower calories, or at least what you think you should be losing weight on? Which there's several reasons this could be, but today I'm going to cover 5 common reasons, and we're starting right now. One reason would be if you're using some sort of online calculator that predicts your maintenance or calorie deficit levels, but the problem with these calculators is they often over-predict your maintenance calories. More than that is the only thing they can use is statistics, and they don't know anything about you and your genetics or your diet history, although I will talk about diet history next. The point is genetics matter, and an online calculator can only make predictions. Even if you take 2 people with the exact same stats like height, weight, age, and all that stuff, 2 people could have completely different maintenance calories. One person may easily lose weight on like 1,500 calories, another may actually gain weight on that many calories. Call it unfair, but that's just reality, and it's really important that you accept this reality, because if you play the comparison game, it's only going to get you down, and somebody else's genetics have nothing to do with yours. Because anytime you fight reality, it just ends up becoming your reason why you can't do it, and you lose. Now, the second reason is a big one that not a lot of people understand, and it's what I mentioned before, and that's what your diet history looks like. Your metabolism is adaptive, and the longer and more extreme your dieting history is, the more your metabolism will be suppressed. And if your metabolism is suppressed, your maintenance calories will not only be lower than predicted, but they'll even be lower than they were before, possibly even at a higher body weight. So if you're someone who's constantly yo-yo dieting, binging and restricting, and you've never taken the time to put your metabolism back into a better place again, this would be a big reason why you can't lose weight even though you think you should, or why you used to be able to lose weight on a certain amount of calories, but now you can't. Consider too, everyone has different adaptive metabolisms, and if you have a very adaptive metabolism, your body adjusts to whatever calories you consume pretty quickly. This is fantastic for a reverse diet when you're trying to improve your metabolism, because you're able to get your calories up nice and high quicker, and you won't see big changes in body weight. It doesn't work so well for a cut, because you have to be more aggressive and make more changes more frequently. Another common reason why you can't lose weight when you think you should is inconsistency. It's not uncommon at all for people to look at target calories and not consider how much their actual calories consumed are. And you could actually look at this a couple different ways. One could be that you're hitting your calories well during the week, but then the weekend comes and you have these big cheats or blowouts, and you completely negate the calorie deficit you had before. Think about it this way. If you have a 500 calorie deficit 5 days a week, but then 2 days a week you eat 1,000 or 2,000 calories into a surplus, you're going to net no progress. Another scenario would be that you're just not paying that close attention to your portion sizes. Maybe doing lots of eyeballing of your portion sizes instead of measuring, which can make a big difference. Or maybe you are portioning things out, but then you're sneaking those extra chips after you weighed everything out, or you're taking the extra food your child didn't eat at dinner, and all the extra bites, licks, and tastes can really add up fast. Now, this isn't a knock on you, it's very common, but it's something you need to be aware of. There's actually research to support people just aren't very accurate when it comes to tracking. For instance, this study showed obese people reported they couldn't lose weight on 1,200 calories, but they were actually taking in about double what they said they were. So if you're stuck, there can be a lot of value in taking some time to just make sure you're eating what you think you are. Take some time and weigh out everything you can on a food scale, and I do recommend weighing on a scale to the gram and not using volume like cups, because it's going to be much more accurate. A cup can be different each time you use it, not only because different foods have different spaces between the particles, but you can also look at it from a different angle. You can be not quite as level on one side as the other, how much you pack it in, and things like that. But a gram is always a gram. Now, this doesn't mean you have to do this forever, and I wouldn't really recommend that for most people, but the knowledge you gain from it, even from just a short period of time, can be quite valuable. Alright, another reason you might not be losing weight when you think you should is you're getting less energy expenditure than you think. Much like calorie calculators are usually off, the calories burned from exercise with things like heart rate monitors are off even more. And unfortunately, when it comes to doing cardio, the body seems to adapt to it pretty quickly. meaning the more cardio you do, the more your body gets used to this and you burn less calories from the same amount of exercise. Not just that, but a lot of people will come out just guns a-blazing and doing a lot of intense exercise, just trying to burn as many calories as they can, but all they really do is just run themselves into the ground until they can barely even function. So what ends up happening after that is you just start moving around a lot less throughout the day because you're so exhausted. All you've done is trade off how you're burning them. So this is just one reason why I like walking so much when it comes to fat loss. Keep in mind too, a lot of people get this twisted and think when you hear you need to burn more calories than you consume, that means if you consume 1,500 calories, then you need to burn more than 1,500 calories from exercise. But no, that's not it. Remember, exercise is only a small portion of the equation. You have to factor in calories burned from exercise, calories burned from the thermic effect of food, calories burned from NEAT or your overall daily activity, and then the biggest one is just your BMR, which is how many calories your body burns just being alive. Now, another reason you might not be losing weight the way you want are things like sleep, stress, and just overworking yourself into the ground so your cortisol levels are through the roof. If you can't recover properly, your body is going to fight you, and while there's certainly no shortage of people who don't get results because they just quite frankly don't work hard enough, it's also not uncommon for people to just pound themselves into the ground, barely sleeping, constantly stressing out all the time, doing an hour of cardio every day, training 5-6 days a week, and your body can only tolerate being abused like that for so long. So remember, there needs to be balance here, and more isn't always better. Better is better. So all this being said, the main thing you need to keep in mind here is you need to track, be consistent, and if you're not losing, that means you're not in a deficit and you need to make some adjustments, either lowering your calories, increasing your activity, or a combination of the two. Or if you're already in a position where it's unrealistic or going to be way too hard to make these changes, don't give up and go back to your old habits, because I guarantee you're going to gain weight super fast because your metabolism is tanked. Instead, make sure you reverse diet out from here so you can put your metabolism back in a better place without putting on an unnecessary amount of body fat. Not sure what reverse dieting is or how to do it? Make sure you check out this top video and I'll explain what it is, why you might need to do it, and how to go through the process. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the other video.